Good morning. It is time for Coffee with Kate live Q&A. It's the last Tuesday of the month, so I am on my phone, which is the first time I've done live on my phone, but sorry about that shakiness. I'm doing it because of this homeschooling. So they are doing their math right now. So I said, all right, we don't have another computer, so I'll do this on my phone. So I see I have one person on. If you would do me a favor and type, oh great, well it says, hi Stephanie. So live Q&A, if you type something, I hope that it pops up here on my phone. I've never done it on my phone before. What I was gonna start talking about with you this morning is emotional maturity, because I've gotten a lot of questions about things like, what do I do? I'm sorry, something just, okay, great. Hi, thanks, Stephanie. Now I can see that I can see it. What do I do when I ask my child to do something and they just completely shut down? I know that, say for like a homeschooling mom, I know they know the answer to this, but they just sit there like, I don't know. Hi, Andrea. So a lot of that has to do with emotional maturity. Hi, Leanne. And what that means is there's two parts to it. And it's not just for young kids, it's for us too. As I was thinking about the answers to some of these questions, I was like, wow, sometimes I struggle with this too. So the first thing you need to do to have emotional maturity is recognize your feelings. And that might sound kind of simple, but it actually is a little bit more difficult than we realize, because often we just walk around and like shove them down, like something might be wrong, but you don't even recognize it, and you're just walking around and everyone in your family can tell that something is wrong with mom, and you're like, no, I'm fine. So the first part of emotional maturity is recognizing that something is wrong, and what is it? So identifying that. We were in Lake Tahoe last week, and I burnt the top of my mouth. I was eating a bean burger, and it burnt so bad. Like I almost want to show you because it's really gross, but I won't. Anyhow, I got these really bad blisters, and I still have them. It was a week ago, and so it was really hurting. And I think I was mad at myself because I just, I couldn't wait. I had to take a big bite. I don't know, maybe that's silly. But anyhow, I had all these feelings and I didn't really recognize them. So got up Wednesday morning and was hurting so bad, I took it out on all of the boys in my family, and we really kind of ruined the morning. I did. And so then later I had to apologize and say, you know what, you guys, I recognize that I was really hurting and I took it out on you, and I was wrong. Will you please forgive me? So that was awesome, because they're so forgiving. I love it. I don't know how they got to be so forgiving, but praise God. So but the point of emotional maturity is, if I had recognized, what, I'm really hurting, that's what's happening right now. Sometimes it might not be physical pain, it might be emotional. You might just wake up and feel sad. There might be something sad happening in your life. So recognizing it, kind of looking it in the face, like, hey, hi, anxiety. I'm feeling anxiety right now. There you are. Here I am. I'm feeling anxiety. So the first part of emotional maturity is recognizing what you're feeling. You might want to do a body scan. Like, okay, all right, do I have a headache? Is my head feeling okay? How about, like, are my eyes bothering me? Is my mouth bothering me? Do I have any tension in my neck? And just kind of scan all the way down. You might find when you get to your toes, I stubbed my toe, and that's really hurting, and I wasn't even aware of it. So number one, awareness. Number two is choosing what you're going to do about that. So you can't get to number two, you can't choose unless you're first aware. So first, I'm aware, my mouth is really hurting, and it hurts. Hi, Corinne, and thank you. Second is saying, all right, now I have a choice. And I'm not saying you're always going to choose the right thing. You won't. We're sinners and we mess up. But being aware and making an active choice is part of emotional maturity. Hi, Nikita. So if first you're aware of your feelings, and second, you choose, am I going to respond or am I going to react? Now you might say, I'm feeling really anxious, I don't like this feeling, and just everyone get out of my way. I'm choosing to just react in this way, or I'm choosing to respond in this way. If it's your choice, that's still a step in the right direction. You might say, yeah, I'm going to choose to just yell at everyone in my family. That might be your choice. However, we know, being aware of your feelings, you can choose to respond in a more effective way. You can choose to say, hey, look, boys, I am not feeling well this morning. I don't know what's wrong. Or you can tell them, my mouth is really hurting. It's still hurting from burning it. I'm feeling sad or anxious or nervous this morning. I don't know why. Or if you know why and you want to share, you can say to them, like we just started homeschooling yesterday. For those of you that just joined us, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. There's Gabriel. There's Ethan. They're doing math right now. So that's why I'm over here on my phone. So I can say to them, I'm feeling nervous. I don't know if I have what it takes to school you guys, right? I can let them know those things. And then, thank you. And then I can choose. All right, I'm feeling really upset. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling inadequate. Whatever that feeling is that I first recognized. Oh, hi, Nolan. That was cute. Whatever I recognize, and then I can choose to respond or react. Sometimes there's not a lot of time between those two things. You feel it and then you react. So what we need to do to have emotional maturity is slow it down. Slow down that reaction time by taking a deep breath. By doing a body scan, okay? How's my head feeling? How's my nose feeling? How are my ears feeling? My neck, all the way down to my belly. Oh, my belly's really upset. What's going on? Is it anxiety? Am I hungry? Did I eat something that didn't agree with me? So just doing that body scan helps. Now remember, we've talked about this before. What you say to yourself, either in your head or out loud, is what you're going to say to your children. So we want them to do it better, of course, than we do it. So when we say to ourselves, okay, I'm feeling something, I'm not sure what it is. Could it be, and you guess, could it be that I'm in physical pain? Could it be that I'm having some emotional distress? When you say those things to yourself and then you see your kids having a difficult time, those are the things you'll end up saying to them. And that'll be really helpful, because a lot of times we started off this live today by saying sometimes you ask your kids something and they go, I don't know. And you're thinking, I know you need to answer this question, but instead you could say, seems like you're having a hard time. Are you having a hard time maybe getting out the answer to that question? Are you feeling like lazy and you don't want to do it? Could it be that you didn't get enough sleep last night? So you just make guesses. So all of that is about emotional maturity. Number one, you have to recognize your emotions. And number two, you have to make a conscious choice to respond or react. So those were some of the questions that I had gotten this week. Anyone else have any questions you want me to address? There's 5 of us in here. Let's see. Oh, limits. I wrote this in the email that we were going to talk about limits. This is perfect. It just happened this morning with my Ethan. Beep, there he is. So part of setting limits with your kids starts with how you tell them to do something. So I tend to ask. That's just the way I think I was brought up. I think a lot of women do this, so you have to be aware of it. So I said, for example, to Ethan this morning, do you want to go do your hair? And he said, no, thanks. And I was like, oh, my bad. What I meant is go do your hair. And then we had a great discussion. He's like, Mom, is it not okay for me to say like, no, I don't want to? And I said, well, the way I asked you, I made it seem like you had a choice. So that way, yeah, you did have a choice. But what I meant was, I want you to go do your hair, so go do your hair. So for us, anyhow, hold on, we have a little input. What's that, Gabriel?
But he doesn't understand that. So maybe if it's said in a kinder way, Maybe that would like. Are you saying how
Okay.
masculine isn't kind?
So Gabriel's saying maybe he didn't understand that, so I had to say it in a kinder way. And then Ethan said, are you saying mom didn't ask me in a kind way? But what I'm trying to say is I asked, and when you ask, it gives a choice. Like when I said, do you want to? Do you want to go do your hair? He was like, no, thanks. I mean, it wasn't being disrespectful. I gave him a choice. Last night, I said to Tim, this was funny. I heard the boys in the pool, sounded like they were having a little scuffle. So Tim got up and walked that way. So I said, oh, do you want to go check on them? And he said, no, I was actually just going to the bathroom. And he went to the bathroom, and I was like, oh, again, I did it again. So what I meant was, will you please go check on the boys and make sure they're okay? So setting limits with kids, make sure that you are clear and that you're telling them rather than asking them. Oh, I'm sorry you keep losing connection, Steph. I hope it's not me. Yeah, if it's me, you guys, I'm sorry, because I am on my phone. Anyhow, telling your children something instead of asking them. As women, as moms, sometimes we ask because we want to be kind and we want to be nice, but it's confusing sometimes to children, like just what happened with Ethan. He's a very intelligent 13-year-old, and when I said, do you want to go do your hair? He said, no, thanks. I mean, he wasn't being a smarty. He just really thought he had a choice. So it's confusing because they think they have a choice. Or if you have a strong-willed child, like I know some of you moms in here have talked to me about your strong-willed child, when you say, do you want to get in the car now? Do you want to go get in the car? If you really mean it's time to get in the car, that strong-willed child will think, oh, I have a choice. Nope, not going to do it. So setting limits with children starts with you being clear when you give directions. So I think we've been going about 10 minutes now. If no one else has any questions, I'll end it. But I appreciate you all joining. And 2 things I want to tell you before we end. Number 1 is next week's lives are going to start at 8 a.m. and not 9 because we're homeschooling. I have to make a change. So they'll always be at 8 from now on. And second, if you haven't had a chance to go to my website and get the free training video, it's only about 8 minutes and it's free. So sign up at connectpointministries.com. You'll see help for moms and just drop down and it'll read free gift for you. Please pass that along to other people. I'd really like to get the word out. And thanks for joining us, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.